morning, friends. It's a beautiful day. It is Monday. You guys know how much I love Mondays. There's been a little bit of an adjustment in our household. I shared, I think 2 videos ago. Things have been a little chaotic in this house, in our lives. Yeah, I won't, I'll spare you the details, but my in-laws just moved in with us. They have relocated from California to Texas. So we are searching for a permanent home for them, but they are with us in the meantime. And so it's just like everything about working from home and my life and my rhythms is feeling a little bit crazy. Have a little patience with me as I figure out my new system of filming videos for you, but we're gonna figure it out together. And I am so excited to continue to share videos with you guys here on this channel. But I did have my morning routine, finished my workout, got my shower in, I feel great, and we have a lot to do today. So going to start by nourishing my body, getting some matcha in, and then we'll get after it. And hey, while we're here, can I just say, PSA to everyone out there, stop cooking your eggs on medium to high heat. I swear my life has been forever changed since I learned that eggs should never be cooked on high heat. I always cook them low and slow. It takes longer, but I'm telling you, it's just not even comparable. It's just not even comparable. It's also better for maintaining the nutrients in eggs. They've been here about a week, I think. Yeah, they've been here about a week, and they're amazing. But obviously, like anyone coming and living in our home, we've doubled the occupancy of our home, actually even more than that, because they have 2 dogs here with them too. I have struggled a lot in the last week, I'm not gonna lie. I have struggled a lot with feeling like so many of the rhythms and systems and rituals and routines that I've been using and relying on to care for my body and my health and my mental health, they've been harder. They've changed with people in my home. And I mean, as simple as like, we're feeding more people, so how I'm cooking meals and having leftovers for lunch and all those things are changing. Waking up in the morning when I normally like have my morning ritual of doing my quiet time outside while Kashmir sleeps, there's someone else here now, and just a lot of things have felt, it's an adjustment. And I know that in the last year, especially because we've been settled into our home, I work for myself, so I work from home. I have flexibility in my timing. Like, I have had so much control over my routines and rhythms, and I know that like this is just an example of what it can look like when those things shift. And I've been trying to ask myself the like resistance that I'm feeling coming up. Is it because I'm not in control? Is it a fear of backtracking in my health because certain things that have helped me are looking different? Like it's just an adjustment. And so I've been trying to just first of all pray and ask the Lord to give me patience and grace to just be as gracious of a host as possible, as well as like just give myself some grace in this adjustment and figuring out what our routines and rhythms are going to look like moving forward. And I've been trying to get to the root of like, where is this resistance coming up for me, or like the fear, because I'm catching myself feeling fear, because you guys know I've been on a really long, winding, healing journey, and I have made a ton of shifts in the last year. I've really dialed in not just my nutrition and my nourishment, but also like my lifestyle rituals and rhythms and routines, the things that have been bringing safety to my body as much as possible. Like that has felt so dialed in the last year, and it's changing. And so I'm feeling fear come up, like, oh my gosh, am I gonna backtrack in all this progress I have made in my health and my hormones? Just like literally have been feeling anxiety coming back. Like I have not struggled with anxiety for a year now, but I am like literally seeing the beginning signs of that like heaviness. And so, I don't know, just wanted to share that just because I know so many of you can relate, even if your in-laws aren't living with you. Like there are ways in which we're challenged in the things that we find like security and comfort in. I know a lot of you are moms, and that's not something that I relate to yet. I hope to soon. I know that like my in-laws living with me are not the same as like having a newborn baby, obviously, but just like being challenged in my routines. I know that that's just a taste of what's coming when I do get pregnant and have a baby. And so I've been thinking a lot. I just wanted to share this because I have been thinking a lot about finding that balance between knowing what works for us and finding comfort and safety in the routines and the rhythms that do help us thrive, but also not putting so much stock in them that if something does come and changes those things, that we feel like we can't function and we feel like we throw in the towel. I've like just in the last week had to challenge myself with that. Like, okay, Molly, like things are looking different, but how can we adjust? How can we make changes that can still honor like what I've learned and what I know is working for me? And how can I continue to prioritize my health, prioritize myself, while honoring the situation that is around me? And so I don't know, I hope that's some encouragement. I know a lot of my mama friends are going back to school this week, so like I know a lot of us in different areas are in a season of change, and I've been talking with some mama friends about that. Like, how are your summer routines and rhythms? Like, those are gonna change with your kids back at school or homeschooling or whatever that looks like. How can we, even in a new situation, find our new center? Like, what can we come back to? And I think that's why I talk all the freaking time. I remind you all the time that wellness, it is a journey and it's a daily choice, because it's not, we never get to a final destination. Life is constantly evolving and changing. And so when we choose every day to wake up and show up for our brightest lives, when we choose to honor our bodies and choose nourishment and health and wellness in our life, it is a choice. It is a choice on a daily basis to continue to show up and to adjust through seasons and to honor changes in our body and in our circumstances and in our homes and in our families. And it is constantly evolving. So yeah, I hope that that is some encouragement for someone who needs to hear it. One thing I'm trying to do in the midst of this is just continue to do what works for me in my nutrition. And so, no surprise here, I'm eating scrambled eggs and fruit for breakfast, because what's new? You've seen me do that for the last 6 months straight, and I can continue that. That's something, even if my morning routine looks different, even if my timing of my eating looks different, even if how I shop and who I feed looks different, like there are still ways that I can maintain what I know works for me and feels good for me. So breakfast, man. That's why you hear me say it all the time. When you know what works for you, just keep it going. Okay, here's a little taste of YouTube inception for you. I am in the middle of filming a separate video that I'm pretty sure is gonna go live after this vlog. I'm doing a snack video, but I just realized because I am filming a healthy snack video, which means I'm about to make like 6 different snacks for this video. Today was probably a horrendous day to choose to try to film a what I eat in a day vlog. I was thinking, okay, I need to film as much as I can while they're gone. Let me film a vlog and the snack video, but I didn't process that I'm making like 6 snacks, so I don't know if that's just gonna be my lunch. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. You guys know I've always kept it very real here on these vlogs. I didn't think about this because I actually have leftovers from dinner last night that I was going to eat for lunch. So I guess we'll just see. I'm gonna make these snacks, work on this video, and I'll see what needs to be eaten or report back what I actually consume. And there you go. The aftermath of the snack video. All right, so I actually packaged most of this up. I feel like that will keep for later, but my lunch is therefore going to be this, although maybe I can save this for a snack later. Bone broth, homemade chocolate milk protein shake situation that you will see in the snack video, and then adrenal cocktail. I actually have been drinking 2 adrenal cocktails a day lately. I've been making my afternoon one because you guys know I always start my mornings with this recipe, but I have been making an afternoon one that's not necessarily macro balanced. It's just coconut water with sea salt and vitamin C. So I think this is just gonna replace that today. This is a really weird combo, guys. Hey, it's nourishment. Got protein. I got protein and carbs and a little bit of fat. I've got protein, carbs, and fat. I've got protein, carbs, and fat. All right, y'all, I am gonna spare you the dogs barking and the chaos happening in the background of this video, and we are going to make dinner together. So I recently learned through some testing that I had done that I am low in potassium, and potassium is super important for our cells to be able to uptake our thyroid hormone, which, as you guys know, is actually the biggest issue I've been having with my thyroid and my Hashimoto's lately. And one of the best whole food sources of potassium, potatoes. You don't have to twist my arm to get me to eat more potatoes. I'm going to show you my favorite way to make the most delicious crispy potatoes. So this is actually best with russet white potatoes. I actually put russet potatoes on the grocery list, and my husband picked up these because he didn't know what russet meant. But that's okay. These gold potatoes are still delicious. So you just need potatoes diced about this size, and then of course, glorious butter. This is grass-fed butter. You want to melt it down first, and then you want to coat your potatoes. So as you can see, for this amount of potatoes, I did this in like 3 different layers, but I learned the trick is you need to salt them before, like you salt them here. So I used to often salt my potatoes after I cooked them, but for these, to get them really crispy with the butter, you want to salt them while you're buttering them. It's going to make the skin so crispy and delicious after you cook it. And don't be afraid of butter, y'all. Grass-fed butter, those good, healthy, saturated fats, they are good for your hormones, and they are so much better than that polyunsaturated stuff you want to stay far away from. Tonight we're doing a very common combination in this household: potatoes, asparagus, and chicken thighs. So here I am just prepping the asparagus. I already blotted all the packaging juices off the chicken, and Cashmere is seasoning it. We usually do a mix of garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and usually some paprika and sometimes some cayenne or chili powder. And then I love to do asparagus this way. I squeeze half of a lemon and then do a little bit of olive oil. You don't need too much, but just enough olive oil. And then we are popping these potatoes in the air fryer. I always do 400 degrees and then I start with 6 minutes. I mix them up and then I have been doing 7 more minutes, and that was like the magic for the number of potatoes I was doing before. Today I made like double the potatoes, and so it needed a lot more than just 7 minutes after that. So it depends on how many you cook, what you'll need, but they still turn out great. I love doing just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the lemon asparagus. So good. And then look at these beautiful, juicy chicken thighs. And there we go. Pretty simple, easy dinner for 4 tonight. Look at how beautiful the potatoes, guys. The potatoes, I'm telling you, you'll never want to eat potatoes any other way in your life. And then my favorite way to unwind the day are evening walks. Y'all, this was a chaotic day. It felt like a chaotic vlog, but thanks for joining me. I'm so glad to share another day with you, and I'll see you on the next one.